Picture the scene. The big match is about to kick off, but the kids are insistent on watching back-to-back viewings of Peppa Pig on the big telly. You're going to need a decent backup TV. My football stadium of choice to test 32-inch TVs is Keys Park, home to Hensford Town's Pitman. Lovely ball coming in to Bennett. While my usual stomping ground is the glitz and glamour of the Premier League, the slightly more modest budgets of 7th-tier football. That was a fantastic finish. Is the perfect backdrop for testing my budget-friendly tellies, all costing under £400. First up, and today's cheapest, is a Hisense with a smooth motion picture mode. The mid-level LG is next and runs an award-winning on-screen interface called WebOS. And top of the table price-wise, the Samsung Frame, a telly that boasts a cutting-edge QLED screen. To help me on my quest to find the best small tellies on the market, I'm joined by Graham Jones, owner and chairman of Hensford Town Football Club. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to Hensford Town.
And what are some of the ambitions of this football club going forward?
We would like to get to Football League status. There's a lot of hard work to go in between getting there and now, but we're determined and we have a goal and we'll keep working towards that.
Well, today's goal for Graham and I is to decide which TV would look best inside Graham's newly renovated director's box. And first up is the Hisense.
Looks really good. Small bezel makes it look quite classy.
It's got 2 HDMI inputs, 2 USB inputs as well.
Could have a little more in terms of connectivity and stuff like that.
What the Hisense lacks in connectivity, it gains in TV on-demand apps with all the major players built in.
Yeah, it looks very practical. Easy options, the menus, everything you could possibly want, really.
But does that practicality continue around the back of the TV? What do you think about where the inputs are as well?
If it's on a table, I would say it's great because it's more centralised. But if it was on the wall, I'd be wondering how can I get my hand round the back.
Next up, the LG, which also boasts all the major video on-demand services and has Alexa and Google Assistant built in.
First impressions, very nice telly, nice colour, nice frame.
Let's look at the specs then. 3 HDMI inputs, 2 USB inputs as well.
I think the 3 HDMI is a big plus. It saves having to keep swapping things over all the time.
It's not fully HD.
It's not, but if I was doing something that needed a full HD picture, I'd tend to go for a larger telly.
It's also got the inputs at the side. What do you think of that?
The practicality of being able to get your hand to the side and just use the HDMI port is a big plus for me.
And finally, the Samsung.
It's very attractive television. It would look fantastic on a wall.
Well, it is the reason why it's called the Frame, because of this universal frame that you can change.
Having the options of being able to take it on and off, clean it, change colours of it, things like that, superb. It's just a little bit different.
The Frame comes in over 40 colours, so you can put it just about anywhere. All right, let's have a look at the specs then. 2 HDMI inputs, 2 USB inputs, but the big part of this one is it's full HD.
Resolution superb. Missing that HDMI always is going to be a problem.
Something different about this TV as well is that this one has got the One Connect box. So all the inputs go into that One Connect box, so you are only getting that one wire that comes down the TV.
Yeah, I've got experience of that. In some circumstances, it's superb, but I've also experienced it where I'm trying to fit the One Connect box behind because it was wall-mounted and all the plugs and everything was behind the telly. I struggled to actually fit that in.
Like the others on test, the Samsung comes with a full array of streaming services, but which TV has won Test 1?
Due to connectivity, the 3 HDMIs, I would go for the LG.
So an extra HDMI made all the difference for the LG, but it's far from securing all 3 points just yet. Next, sound quality. Lovely movement down the side, cuts in deep and takes a shot from the edge. What a goal that was. As well as reporting on football, I also commentate on it. So for this test, I'm adding a touch of Mühlenstein magic to some classic Pitman games. There's a lovely ball coming in to Bennett. That was a fantastic finish. We'll then play the highlights back through each of our telly speakers to see which recreates the roar of Graham's beloved Keys Park crowd and my dulcet tones the best. 10 minutes into this game, and what a perfect start for them. And for that extra level of atmosphere, we're taking to the stands. Get yourself comfy. I'll turn the volume up. First up again is the Hisense. 2 goals down, but can they find a response that they need early on? There are 2 speakers on the Hisense, each at 6 watts. Weaving his way inside the area. What did you think of the sound?
Good clarity. You can hear the voice over very crystal clear. A little bit tinny, but not that bad, considering we're out in an open space, etc. It's handling the noise very well.
Let's compare that to the LG.
By O'Sullivan. That's a brilliant run from him.
The LG also has 2 speakers with a total output of 10 watts, but would that make a discernible difference?
Very similar to the first. The bass was slightly better, to be fair, but other than that, it's so similar.
And finally, the Samsung. The Samsung is a little different to the other two, with 4 speakers and a total output of 20 watts. So that was the sound on the Samsung.
Very good, very clear quality. You could really clearly hear the voice against the crowd noise, where the other two tended to bleed a little bit into each other.
So, Graham, for you, who is the winner of Test 2?
Got to be the Samsung.
So, Samsung draws level with the LG and leaves the Hisense with an unwanted clean sheet. With that change in our final test, all-important image quality. 32-inch TVs are not only great for watching content, but also perfect for plugging in your console. So, to find out which TV has the best picture, it's time to play some FIFA. With the latest consoles offering brighter, more colourful and higher resolution gameplay than ever, a virtual game of footy is the perfect way to push our screens to the max. But with mine and Graham's gaming skills somewhat lacking, we've enlisted the help of 2 of Hensford Town's first team, Rhys Williams and Joe Morley, to play for us.
2-2, go on, let's go.
Graham, I'm going to tear you away from this game because we need to decide which one has the best picture quality, starting with the Hisense. What do you make of it, first of all?
Really impressed with it. Good colours. The quality of the screen's good. Plays the game great. The clarity's superb. I'm really surprised by it.
Well, Hisense says that this TV has something called a smooth motion feature, which is meant to keep up with fast action, which, of course, this game is. How do you think it's coping with that?
Superbly. There is none. It's very impressive. I've seen TVs where the blur is there, the football seems juddery. No problems on this telly.
And with bright, punchy colours, it's a strong start from the Hisense. Next up, the LG.
A little disappointed. It's not quite the quality as I probably expected. The colours aren't nowhere near as rich or as bright and prominent.
So, Graham, from this angle, you're not so sure on the picture quality, so let's just go down and see if it makes any difference.
I think the picture quality is slightly more crisp, but the colours aren't quite as rich.
In terms of motion, then, for LG, how do you think it's working out?
Works very well, no problems again. He's controlling the game well, and there's no blurring at all.
A mixed performance from the LG, then. Could the other South Korean contender perform better?
It's really crisp, clear, absolutely superb. Rich colours, the blacks to the colours are wonderful. There's a big difference between that and the first two.
It is a QLED display, which means it's 100% colour volume. Also, over 1 billion cinematic colours in this one display.
What a difference it makes, especially playing on a PS5. It's really rich. It doesn't matter what angle you're looking from. As we walk round, it's crisp, it's clear. The picture remained exactly the same. It's everything you would want, especially when you're gaming.
When it comes to visuals, it's a player of the match performance from the Samsung, and that gives it a 2-1 victory as the final whistle blows on our day of testing.
So, Peen, Samsung definitely won. Is it a case of you get what you pay for?
Yeah, absolutely. Samsung was undoubtedly the best. So if money isn't a big consideration, that's definitely the one to go for. Have to say, though, the Hisense had a very good test on the screen quality, and it's almost half the price.